Welcome. I can't begin to tell you how happy I am to see you once again. And the reason that is true is I can't begin to tell you how happy I am to see you once again. We're doing a series of videos, and I am representing the mind training of A Course in Miracles, as who you call master teacher within the archives of history that define Homo sapien, or your association in this little mud ball that surrounds a little sun, and in which I intend to awaken you from the illusion that this is life. And I've become very successful at it. And the reason I was laughing, will you share this with me now? This is actually before the lesson will begin. We got a call about an hour ago from the Miracle Healing Center that we have here in Wisconsin Dells about a spontaneous remission. And the joy in the occurrence where there was a tumor. Excuse me, I'm sharing a joy in our mutual discovery that miracles really happen. Everybody walks around and teaches, yes, I know there's miracles, and if you'll demonstrate them to me, I can believe you. We learned from our Savior, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, that miracles are natural within our association with each other and are not actually connected to our creative source in definitions of our separation, but represent rather, as he so gloriously testifies in the New Testament, that God and healing and the perfection of our associations here on earth are in our relationships with each other. Yet, did that miracle occur? Absolutely. Will the world immediately deny that the miracle occurred? No. This world may well accomplish within their conceptual minds the idea that something happened. But the sharing of the certainty that miracles are possible within our relationship with each other, are you listening, is what the miracle is. My Savior, Jesus Christ, previous to my own illumination, taught me that by the acceptance of his word, of forgiveness, of loving my neighbor, of being willing to lay down my defenses, I could and would have an experience that awakened me from this association of pain and death. And that I did not and could not in reality identify myself with this world and escape the consequences that were formulated in my mind concerning the result that I needed and wanted to retain my body, to retain the idea within the illusion of space-time, that the corresponding light frequencies that identified us separate from each other meant anything at all. Yes, there is joy in the kingdom because of the return of our Savior, Jesus Christ, in this Course in Miracles. He will be with us now in the event that you thought he actually left, and is indeed standing with you there right now, based on perhaps the joy you were willing to share with me in my love for you and in my certainty of your perfection as you were created, that represents what healing is. The mind training of our Course in Miracles through Jesus says very simply this: the more certain you become about yourself in your relationship to this world and the universe as you were created, the more healing capacity will be expressed by you in the fundamental certainty and subsequent recognition that you're the cause of the association in which you are viewing. Said very simply, when you are healed, so is he. There's a lovely consciousness out there, Christos, who has a specific assignment. And we're gathering now at the Healing Center. Indeed, we're gathering at healing centers all around the world. And we're within the Christian fundamental concept that the healing comes from the conversion of our minds through the admission of Jesus Christ. Any problem that you have with this teaching would be my certainty that you view within the perspective I'm offering you, that Jesus, the mind of Jesus Christ, is singular with us in our relationship with our capacity to heal the sick and raise the dead. A Course in Miracles begins with a very fundamental acceptance that is necessary within our parameter of recognition of each other. It's going to say this, and I'm going to read it to you. We always begin our videos with this practice, that everything that's occurring out there is a decision that you have made about yourself. Listen. Here it is. This is the only thing that you need do for vision, happiness, release from pain, and the complete escape from sin, all to be given you. Say only this, but mean it with no reservation, for here the power of salvation lies. Listen, I am responsible for what I see. I'm choosing the feelings I experience, and I decide upon the goals I would achieve. And everything that seems to happen to me, I ask for, and I'm receiving as I've asked. Listen, deceive yourself no longer that you're helpless in the face of what is done to you. Acknowledge but that you have been mistaken, and all the effects of your mistakes will disappear. It is impossible the Son of God be merely driven by events outside of him. It is impossible that happenings that come to him were not his choice. His power of decision is the determiner of every situation in which he seems to find himself, by chance or accident. Why? No accident nor chance is possible within the universe as God created it, outside of which is nothing. Suffer and you decide sin was your goal. Be happy and you gave the power of decision to him who must decide for God, for you. Be willing, but for an instant, to leave your altars free of what you placed upon them, and what is really there you cannot fail to see. Why? The holy instant that we practice is not an instant of creation, but of recognition. For recognition comes of vision and suspended judgment. Then only is it possible to look within and see what must be there, plainly in sight and wholly independent of interference and judgment. Undoing is not your task, but it is up to you to welcome it or not. Faith and desire go hand in hand, for everyone believes in what he wants. That's an exciting prospect. Here we are together, and it's inevitable that I will threaten you, and it is a form of threat, because it's a fundamental admission that you're the cause of what's happening out in the world. And while you're willing to accept it in the prospects of the retention of your persona, your ego identity, the idea that you could accept in the very fundamental idea that everything that you see in this relationship, look about you, here, everywhere you look, you're getting back a reflection of the ideas that you have within your own mind. Now let's look together just for a moment at this, because this will be a moment of healing. Okay? Now I'm going to explain how that healing was accomplished in just a moment. But the prime requisite for you is to begin to have an experience through the training of your mind to very simply, and this may be difficult for you initially conceptually, to relinquish judgment.